lap, I think, or 200 metres, something like that. So Mum's winding it up, and Jonathan is just sticking right on that wheel. Can he come around? Can he come around Mum in the last? That'll be an interesting thing. Who's going to make tea then tonight? Dad. Coming into the bottom end. Jonathan's still stuck on the wheel. He's not going to get around, is he? There we are.
But yeah.
I think Jennifer's just learning this thing about sprinting and that, so that's going to be interesting. We all have to start somewhere. Hayden having a close look at Jennifer, making sure he's right down the bottom of the track though. Not as much advantage on the velodrome here at Blackburn for the riders going down. Hayden just going up a little bit. There we are. Still in the middle of the track. Elbow to elbow there though. Looking at each other. I think that was the bell lap, and we've got young Hayden down the back straight. Jennifer just out of the saddle, just a shade. Trying to get up to his wheel, coming. Now this could be a close finishing, coming up to the finishing line there, but it looks like Hayden has just got his nose in front. 200 metres, I believe. Just coming up to the start, and there they are, they're off. I'm sure they were looking at each other before the start, but that's okay. Jennifer keeping an eye. Just a quick look on both sides there. Make sure she's got it covered. Erin just coming in behind, making it hard to see. Getting quite close to the wheel as well. Could that be a move underneath? Of course we won't telegraph any ideas that come. And there we are. There it was, the move underneath. Erin is going, winding it really up in this, from the bell, before the bell in fact. Going through the 200 metres, comfortable lead down the back straight into the bottom bend. So Erin taking this heat out quite comfortably. And out over the finishing line. Oh, Sam is getting quite close to David. So David says, no, having nothing of that. So can we see, yeah, and he's starting to wind it up quite hard coming into the bell. Sam, yes, tucked neatly in behind him. Still there on his wheel. And David just going as hard as he can. Here comes an attack down into the bottom bend. Sam getting up to, can he burst up the finishing line? And I'm not quite sure that he's, oh, that was fairly close. So Paxton rode a 14.870 and John Lewis a 15.003. So we had a case at the state championships where we had a dead heat over the 1,000th. So they both had exactly the same time down to the 3rd decimal point, and we had to separate them on the 4th decimal point. How accurate that is another thing. So there's John Lewis there on the inside. Getting a little bit keen now. John Paxton, John Lewis, John Paxton in front. Can't quite come down yet. This is a long drag. I don't think John Lewis would like this. And he didn't. And John Paxton has probably got the better of him coming up the finishing line too. John Lewis conceded that one, Ben.
Big Dog Carl versus JJ Wilson.
So just a reminder that it's Carl that needs to lead out, which he is doing. Just keeping a good eye on him around the middle of the track. Jared just a little bit twitchy, following him. Down the back straight, Carl's riding down to the sprinter's lane, moving up a little bit, watching Jared over the right shoulder. Jared taking a little bit of height. Carl just moving, using the banking there just to get a little bit of speed there. Wind is just a bit gusty at the moment. Carl just keeping an eye, riding between the black and the red in the sprinter's lane is starting to move. Jared attacking down the back straight out of the saddle. Oh, and got quite a bit of speed. He's been able to get Carl through that bottom bend and take it out. Good ride out. Dino Apolito. Paul Yateman. Dino keeping an eye on him over his right shoulder, making sure he's got him covered. Down to the bottom, moving up a little bit. Keeping a really strong eye on him down the back straight, going into the bottom bend. Lapping a bit to go. Paul Yateman. Just winding it up there actually. Is he going to attack him? And they're handlebar to handlebar going through the bottom bend. Whoa, a bit of touching there. Dino through the 200 metre with Paul Yateman there, about a length and a half off. And another attack coming down through the bottom bend. And Dino just holding it there. David has recently become a father. Young daughter, I believe. So they're just looking at each other. It's a good walking pace as they go through the bottom bend. David's trying to make sure that he's just blocked that dive underneath. Just looking at each other now, quite close. This is a nerve-wracking part of sprinting. David hasn't got space to go underneath him. Still going. Quite close to each other, down through the bottom bend. So that's it, yeah. David Hardy still holding David Crockney onto the fence down. Well, not exactly the fence, but certainly pinned up there at the top end of the track. So it's actually moving. Can he still keep David caught on the track? And he goes. got probably a couple of links. Is that enough though? David Koroknai there, into the bottom bend, getting into speed. David Harsey is kicking, no. Kicking and groaning, but I don't think so. We'll just wait for the judge. There's been some good races here in the A grade, even right through the races there, Carl. It's a good event here.
There certainly has, Nico. One thing we would like too, if anyone's available to come down to the infield and ring the bell for us, you can be the head ringer or the bell toller, or whatever you want to call it, but we would appreciate a volunteer who's standing around doing nothing if they could ring the bell for us. It's a pretty easy job. You just go ding-a-ling-a-ling with 1 lap to go.
Did you say head ringer?
Yes, head ringer, bell toller, chief rattler, whatever you want to call it, but we do need a bell ringer, please, for the next round. Big thank you too to James Dan up on the video, videoing everything for us today. Stephen L will make some move around the outside of Nick Mark. A little bit predictable, unfortunately, in Nick's case. Stephen, a very promising under 19. Nick did ride a very good flying 2, which he was happy with, and he's still coming back at Stephen L, who better not let himself get caught. We all remember Chris Hoy at the 2011 European Championships, but Stephen L not letting that